Thanks for joining us. I'm Blake Suniga here with Brian Banafitemi and Tim Swartz. And now a quick check of our starting lineups showing us who will hit the floor first.
This is my kind of basketball, fellas. Both of these teams make their mark on the defensive end of the floor.
The game is played at both ends, and great scoring will only get you so far. These teams have a firm understanding of that.
And for teams that are committed to winning, it's understood that locking in on defense will be part of what separates them.
She did so well to lead her teammate right to the ideal spot. That's the kind of playmaking coaches like to see.
Here's Heidemann. Knocks it loose.
Now Burke.
The rebound by Malunga.
And here's Heidemann. Screen by McGregor. And it's going to be a 3-second call. About 1 minute played here so far in the first. Here's Burke. And a miss there on the triple.
Hard to figure out why she didn't bury that one. Not a defender near her.
Now here's Brown. Not a lot of room.
Malunga outside.
Clock at 4. Pass to Heidemann. Oops, there's the 24-second violation, so they'll turn it over. And we're just about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Now Burke. Reiner with the screen. Inside.
Malunga with the steal.
And it's the Storm on the break. Pass to Heidemann.
Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the line.
Exactly. You want to prevent the layup, give them a little knock, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming down the lane the next time around.
It does send a message.
And she makes the first. That one is no good. And we're about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Pass to Morrow. Here's Griner. Out to the wing. Rivers. And again, Connecticut no good. Now here's Brown. Defense right on her. Now Heidemann. To the middle. Here's McGregor. Got a hand on it. And she gets it back. Rivers, forced in defending. Pass to Nelson Adota. Now Burke launches a 3, and she's good on the 3 ball.
Talk about falling asleep on defense. I don't know how you can give a shooter like her that much space from beyond the arc.
Now here's McGregor. Over to the left wing for 3. Another miss by Ezzy McGregor.
Well, she wanted to return the favor there for that last 3, but it just wasn't in the cards.
Well, you know, I had to do a double take just seeing Brittany Griner in a new uniform.
Yeah, no longer with the Mercury after 12 marvelous seasons. Won a championship in 2014, 9 All-Star appearances, 2 scoring titles. Griner had an incredible impact in Phoenix.
Now here's Brown. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for her. Here's Burke. And a foul called on the shot. Got her on the way up that time, so she'll shoot two.
First team foul. At the line for UConn, Kennedy Burke. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
All right, put your thinking caps on, fellas. I know that's hard work for you, but who is the smartest player in the league?
Yeah, I agree, Blake. I don't even know if I have a thinking cap, but I'll go with Nneka Agumake. I mean, she's reinvented her game and is constantly evolving.
Yeah, when you watch Nneka play, you see how she outthinks her opponent. Plus, she's done an outstanding job as the head of the Players Union.
Here's Heidemann.
On the wing, Jordan Horson.
Pass to Heidemann. Three-pointer. Buries the long-range jumper.
That type of D, it's just not going to cut it. They got to get a hand in her face. Too good of a shooter.
And so here's Connecticut. Here's Burke. He has 5. Blocked. And here's Heidemann. Pass to Brown. The 3. Off to a good start as she hits her first shot attempt.
You just can't let Brown get her feet set. Shoot comfortably off the pass. She will bury those all night.
Now Burke. Now here's Griner. From 12 feet out. The shot, no good.
Wow, I thought that was absolutely automatic.
Now here's Brown. Brown sets a screen. Pass to Heidemann. Just 5 to shoot. Shot high post. And the rebound goes to the Sun.
Well, that's just not a sight you see very often because she has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when she's open.
Here's Burke. Nelson Adota, defended by Magdagor. Pass to Burke. Reiner. From deep three-point range.
Magdagor grabs the miss.
I don't even want to comment on that shot.
Look, if you're going to attempt a buzzer beater, better make sure there's actually a buzzer to beat.
Malunga outside.
And here's Heidemann. Tries again.
And the layup by Malunga.
Way to crash the offensive glass there. And once she gets her hands on it, you know it's going back up and in.
Here's Nelson Adota. Pass to Burke. Reiner.
And here's Morrow. Horston defending.
Shot to end the cold run.
The rebound by Malunga.
That's too good a look to pass up there, despite the result.
Here's Brown. Now Magdagor. And it's rejected. And it's out of bounds to the Storm as Seattle retains possession.
And we have to take another look at that block.
Every basket's a big one in a tight game, and she is not about to give up an easy look.
So both teams making some changes here. Here's Melbourne. 5 on the clock. Pass to Magdagor.
Another miss by Ezzy Magdagor.
Wow, this quarter has been ugly for her.
And it's not showing signs of turning around anytime soon. Her touch is all but gone.
Here's Nelson Adota. Reiner.
Malunga covering.
A nice shot by Griner.
Yeah, seeing over defenders contributes to Griner's dominance down low. She's just lethal around the rim.
Down low.
Pass to Malunga.
To the wing, right side. And Brittany Griner with the block.
Makes great use of her length and instincts. Griner is easily one of the best shot blockers in the WNBA.
Now here's Miller. She's guarded by Samuelson.
Diamond Miller going in. Off target from the baseline.
And here's Heidemann.
Pass to Melbourne. Magdagor. They set a pick.
And here's Heidemann.
And it's Petty with the rebound.
Terrific job defending the basket that time. It's not an easy task stopping her when she's headed to the rim.
Outside Miller. Pass to Petty. Back to Miller.
Launches it. Good on the three-point shot.
I like that. Getting Miller something in rhythm.
Here's Heidemann.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, it's been a long time without a bucket. Focus.
Malunga.
She's guarded by Griner.
Malunga sets a screen. Pass to Melbourne. Now Heidemann.
Here's the three. Griner with the rebound.
Outside Miller.
Tries the spin move.
Now Petty.
Griner.
Now here's Petty.
Pass to Griner.
Over Malunga.
In tight, she gets the jumper to fall.
Not afraid to play rough and rugged. Griner shows the ability to power through contact.
And they call an illegal screen here.
Very close call there on the illegal screen.
And I'd go along with it. You know, to me, it didn't really look like her feet were set.
Outside Miller.
With one on the clock. No good on the last second attempt there. And that concludes the first quarter of play. The Sun on top. They lead by 5. Quarter number 2 coming up right after this break. Don't go anywhere. And the first quarter in the books, second about to get underway. And guys, what's your take on the Sun so far?
Not much room to operate on this one. A very tough D through 1.
You know, they haven't given up a lot of easy chances at all.
Now here's Samuelson.
Looking for her first basket still in this one. 4 on the clock.
Pass to Cook.
She drains it in as the shot clock ticks down.
Perfect screen there. Set her up with a terrific look.
Yeah, but that's a bad job by the defender to not fight through that screen to contest.
You want to see more effort there.
And Connecticut has possession. It's a 3-point game.
Now Edwards. Here's Petty.
From deep.
Cook grabs the miss. Up top, Samuelson. Petty defending. Pass to Cook.
And here's Dolson.
Shoots over Miller.
And it's Dolson missing.
Totally unnecessary to go the fadeaway there. Could have been an easy jumper.
Hey, when we talk about the stretch 5, Stephanie Dolson really fits the bill, guys.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she's 6'5", so defensively she is a stout rim protector. And then shooting it, she's a career 40% shooter from deep and has had multiple seasons shooting the ball over 46% from three-point land. Incredible.
Can't tie it up as that one's no good. To the left side wing. Second quarter here, and just over a minute and a half played. Seattle trailing here. To the inside. Cook misses and close.
And here the Sun.
In the second quarter, held scoreless.
Pounding the paint, Diamond Miller.
Now Melbourne. No scoring yet from her, but that's likely to change.
Up top, Miller.
Pass to Edwards. To the paint. Now here's Petty. Clock at 6. That three off the mark. Now here's Dolson. D right on her. Samuelson. Petty defending. Down low.
It's stolen by Edwards.
And the Sun pushing it up now. Pass to Petty. To the wing on the left. To the inside. Good work defensively by Stephanie Dolson. Here's Melbourne. Here's Holmes.
Miller defending.
Pick by Petty. There's the three. Storm with the rebound. To the middle. Here's Dolson.
That shot is good on the assist from Katie Lou Samuelson.
Scoring inside, it's about a lot of things. To me, touch is most important. And Dolson knows how to get the ball in the hoop.
And almost 4 minutes gone in the second quarter of play.
Pass to Petty. Samuelson with the steal.
Here's Melbourne. Holmes.
And here's Cook.
Dolson sets a screen. Shot clock at 5. Here's Cook. Poked loose. The Sun with the lead. Inside, Edwards. And she was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws for her.
And that one goes on Katie Lou Samuelson.
Yeah, the more we see Edwards, the more she'll figure out ways to get to the line.
Shoot 2.
2 shots.
And the first one drops.
And when you look at the numbers, three-point shooting has leveled off a bit here in the W.
Yeah, it's still a huge part of the game, but the amount of attempts isn't increasing like it was before. It's been about the same the last couple years.
Well, and we're all thinking why, right? And I think it's because teams have gotten better at defending the three-point line. And listen, there's really only so many threes you can take per game.
And the Storm with possession. Their defense has allowed only 4 points in the quarter. Out to the left wing. Nelson Adota. Pass to Griner. Brown grabs the board.
I guess even she misses those easy opportunities once in a while.
Malunga outside.
Down low.
Here's Heidemann. The basket is good. The assist from Malunga.
Great communication between teammates there.
Pass to Nelson Adota. Now Griner. Now Morrow. She's covered by Brown. Rivers. Up again. It's good on the putback.
And that's some gritty work on the offensive glass. Coach has got to be happy.
Seattle with the ball, trailing by 5.
Here's Heidemann. Pass to Horston.
Brown.
Horston the screen. Here's Heidemann.
No good on the 3.
And here's Morrow.
Rivers. And the 3 off target. They really want to find that igniter here.
That's right. Their offense is ground to a standstill.
Maybe you need to suit up, Tim. They need a spark.
Here's Heidemann.
6 points for her.
Pass to Malunga. Horston. She's covered by Edwards. Here's Heidemann.
And the rebound goes to the Suns.
Now Morrow.
Now here's Griner.
Horston defending.
Takes the 3, sinks the three-pointer.
No matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to cut it.
Here's Heidemann.
Pass to Dolson.
Horston.
Dolson with the screen. Out of bounds, it'll be Sun ball.
That is an unforced error if I've ever seen one, guys. Just not an ideal pass.
The Storm making a switch here.
And here's Burke.
5 points in the game. Pass to Griner. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good.
That is some dime dropping. Exquisite assist.
Looking to end the run.
Malunga outside. Horston. Now Heidemann.
And she floats it in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
She didn't hesitate to take it right up against a much bigger defender.
And you gotta like that fearless, aggressive attitude.
I just love it, Brian.
Here's Nelson Adota. Pass to Burke. 5 to shoot.
Rivers. The rebound by Malunga.
She had all the space she needed, but just could not find the bottom of the bucket.
Horston, no good.
Some great tight defense right there. Got right up on her and forced the miss.
Just close enough to bother her on the shot, but disciplined enough to avoid too much contact.
Now here's Griner. 6 points for her. And down it goes. 2 points.
The second she got around the pick and shook her man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very well done.
Seattle with the ball. It's a 10-point game. Pass to Magbagor. Brown sets a screen.
And here's Heidemann. Malunga outside.
To the middle. Here's Magbagor. Shot block! Rivers. Sweet little floater.
Oh, that's an elegant move to drop in the floater.
Now Heidemann. 8 points for her.
Malunga sets a screen.
To the paint. And it's blocked by Brittany Griner.
Here's Morrow.
Pass to Burke.
Nelson Adota.
Griner.
Malunga covering. And here's Heidemann.
Here's Brown. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And we finished one half of play. Sun ahead up by 12. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter going.
Please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drum roll, please. They're thinking about the shot.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair through the first two quarters, but there is plenty of time to mount a comeback. And, you know, Griner has been really making it happen here.
You know, it takes a lot to dominate a game without shooting the lights out, but she's been able to take over the game with her play on the glass.
Yeah, that area around the bucket has been her turf tonight, and just a sensational display of rebounding in the first half. Honestly, I'll be amazed if she can maintain that same energy level all the way to the finish.
Hello and welcome back. Third quarter just about to get going, and what has been a runaway of a game so far. Pass to Magdagor. Takes it from 10. That's good on the jumper.
I like how Magdagor picks her spots on offense, knows when to look to score inside.
And here's Griner.
Malunga covering.
Now here's Griner. Using the post moves to get the 2 points.
She's carrying a lot of the load offensively, and normally that's good news for them.
And the Storm with possession. Down by 12.
Well, no one has blocked shots like Brittany Griner, a one-of-a-kind defender.
I mean, she led the league in block shots in each of her first 8 years in the W. And it's about more than just her length. Griner just leads the game so well, is such a high IQ player.
You know, you simply cannot say enough about her individual performance so far, even if the all-around team effort has been lacking.
Now here's Griner. She's got 10.
And great D that time from Malunga.
Pass to Heidemann. Screen by Magdagor. Beyond the arc. And it's good. Fought through the contact. Hit the shot. And she'll go to the line.
At the line for the Storm, Ezzy Magdagor. One shot.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And the free throw, no good.
Really contributes to her team. Ezzy, versatile on the floor.
Rivers, no good with the triple. Seattle trailing here.
Pass to Horston. Now Malunga. Malunga sets a screen.
Now Heidemann. She's got 10. Missed inside. Here's Burke. Pass to Griner. Morrow. The jump hook. That one off the back iron and out. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter.
Horston with it.
He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change.
Here's Heidemann.
Offline with a baseline jumper. The Sun with the lead.
Here's Burke. She's got 5. Here's Morrow.
Nails the baby hook.
I'm not sure, really, in that set who was supposed to be on her there. And apparently, neither did the defenders.
And they've been struggling here offensively.
Bit of a dry spell for sure.
Pass to Horston. Malunga.
She's guarded by Griner.
Now Heidemann.
The tray.
Kept alive. And here's Brown. Back to Magbagor. Now here's Brown.
Lets it go from deep.
And out of bounds, the Sun will take it. And here's Burke. Pass to Morrow. Nelson Adota.
Here's Griner.
Malunga covering.
Shot on the wing. And it's Seattle with the rebound.
Now here's Magbagor. Screen by Magbagor.
It's good from about 19 feet.
Smooth shot from Magbagor in the mid-range, taking advantage of the look that she got.
Now Burke.
Pass to Griner. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, you're not going to pass up that type of look.
And here are the Storm now. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half.
Seattle calls timeout.
Here's Brown.
Pass to Magbagor. Heidemann. Brown up top. Malunga.
She's guarded by Griner. Here's Brown. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Magbagor.
Nelson Adota with the rebound.
Here's Burke. 5 points in the game. Pass to Griner. She gets it in there.
Capable of scoring in bunches. Griner hits shots from various spots on the floor.
Seattle with the ball. A 12-point game.
And here's Malunga. And here's Heidemann.
10 points for her.
Morrow. Horston defending. Pass to Nelson Adota.
Just 5 on the clock. Reiner offline from top of the key jumper. Here's Heidemann. Banked in off the glass.
Keeping her head on a swivel, Horston enjoys setting up her teammates.
Now Burke. And the Sun call time here.
Timeout.
Pass to Edwards. Burke. Back to Edwards.
Six to shoot.
And here's Nelson Adota.
It's blocked.
Here's Melbourne.
She's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Lexi Brown on the wing. Pass to Magbagor. Pulls up, high post. Will not go. Misses off the front iron. And here's Connecticut.
And here's Burke.
He has 5.
Edwards. Malunga covering.
Here's Burke. And they're going to count the bucket and send her to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
At the line for the goal, Connecticut Sun, Kennedy Burke. Shooting 1.
And that one misses. Here's Seattle. Down by 12.
Pass to Melbourne. Back to Brown.
Dolson with the screen. Buries it down low.
Well, that pick, it worked like a charm. A nice job taking it right to the tin for the layup.
One item that stood out is their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it's tough to defend.
Here's Morrow.
Pass to Burke.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Over Brown. Magbagor with the rejection.
A difference maker on the defensive end. Magbagor, all-out efforts.
Here's Melbourne. Now here's Magbagor.
To the inside. Here's Dolson. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits.
Rivers.
Foul call that time on the way up, and that'll give her 2 chances at the free throw line.
Team foul. At the line for goal, Connecticut Sun, Savannah Rivers. 2 shots.
And the first one falls for her. Both shots good from the stripe. Now Heidemann. She's got 12. Pass to Dolson. The shot. Again, Stephanie Dolson missing.
You're not doing your team any good forcing a shot like that.
She's got to just use her head because that was a terrible choice.
Now here's Samuelson.
She hasn't yet put up any points in this one. To the middle.
And here's Melbourne.
Now Holmes.
She's covered by Edwards.
It's Melbourne. Edwards grabs the miss.
Outside Miller.
Pass to Griner. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. And she'll keep one more at the line.
Brittany Griner, shooting one.
Really, the moment Brittany Griner steps on the floor, she's impacting the game because as an opponent, you have to react to her physical abilities as well as her skill and her touch as a scorer.
Now here's Samuelson.
Holmes.
She's covered by Edwards.
Down low.
Miller with the steal.
Pass to Edwards.
Petty.
Diamond Miller for three. Connects from three-point range.
Easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. The Sun on top. They lead by 18. And coming up as soon as we return from the break, the fourth quarter gets underway. Welcome back as the fourth quarter is right ahead. Not exactly a close contest here. And stolen by Dolson. Here's Melbourne. To the paint. Dolson. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
She picked her out brilliantly with that feed inside.
Pass to Griner. Now Petty. Wing shot on the way. Jump shot is good that time.
Perfect screen there. Set her up with a terrific look.
Yeah, but that's a bad job by the defender to not fight through that screen to contest.
You want to see more effort there.
Here's Griner. Well-timed pass and goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
What a smooth finish.
And that's why they always love seeing her on the end of those breaks.
And we played through about a minute here in the fourth. Pass to Heidemann. Melbourne. Now here's Dolson. She's guarded by Griner. Here's Heidemann. From outside, off the mark. And so here's Connecticut.
Outside Miller.
Fires for three. And the Sun get it back. Here's Edwards. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Storm.
Storm ball.
The Sun making a switch here.
Number 2, Haley
And just about over 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Pass to Melbourne. To the left wing. Here's Dolson. No one near her. And the Storm miss again. And this has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a very nice job of extending their lead.
Edwards with the bucket.
Very clever passing. She put that ball on a silver platter for her.
And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth here. Samuelson outside. Melbourne. Pass to Holmes. Samuelson. Miller defending. Katie Lou, that one's good.
Well, Katie Lou, someone you have to run off the line.
Here's Petty. And she can't answer back the three-pointer offline. Here's Melbourne. Petty defending. Here's Heidemann. Offline with the three.
It's almost like she's trying to make things hard on herself. Work it around. Get an easier shot.
Petty with it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Off target from outside. Samuelson outside. If you're just tuning in, welcome. We've played about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Holmes, she's guarded by Griner. Shoots the three. They get it again. And it's blocked by Brittany Griner. Pass to Miller. Now here's Edwards. Tries a three. And it's Dolson with the rebound. And here are the Storm now. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Pass to Holmes. Three-pointer. Rebounded by the Sun. 22 was their biggest lead. Edwards left side. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot and will shoot 2 at the line. Timeout called the Sun.
Looks like the coach saw some things out there that need adjusting, and it's going to take a little time to talk it over.
Yeah, and never a bad idea to use a timeout if there's something that's got you concerned.
Getting ready for the Storm. She misses the free throw. He hits the second from the line.
And here's Heidemann.
And they could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Yeah, too many empty possessions. I mean, it's simple. They need points.
Here's Horston. Yes, and it's Magbagor who gets the assist.
When she's shooting it with conviction, Horston, really dangerous.
Inside, here's Griner. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
That's what I call pretty passive. Timely recognition as to where the open teammate was.
Now here's Brown. Malunga outside.
To the middle.
Heidemann. Morrow with the rebound.
Yeah, and ever since halftime, she's been ice cold. Very little going her way out there.
That one, good for two.
Now Brown.
Out to the left wing. 5 to shoot.
Here's Heidemann. Left side Malunga. Pass to Heidemann.
The three-pointer off the mark.
The defense has to be real thrilled to see her keep shooting those threes. She has been brutal this half.
Morrow, defended by Magbagor.
And here's Griner. Soft touch off the glass.
Chalk up a few more points for them. This has been a one-sided game in just every area.
Absolutely. Their defense, their offense, it's all been outstanding.
It's just been a tremendous performance, Brian.
Now here's Magbagor. Screen by Magbagor.
Down low. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
It's going to be on Aaliyah Edwards.
Oh, with length, speed, a bounce to her step. Magbagor is a tour de guard.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And she knocks down the first one. The Sun making a switch here. And good on the second, so she makes both. And so here's Connecticut. Here's Burke.
Pass to Morrow.
Reiner. Here's Burke. From past the arc.
The rebound by Malunga. Now here's Horston.
She's guarded closely.
Screen by Magbagor.
Excellent D there from Brittany Griner. And they've been really controlling this one.
Never want to get too complacent, though.
And she takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Ran her defender straight into that screen to open up the lane to the hoop.
Brown with it. Pass to Magbagor. Heidemann. Back to Magbagor.
Fires the three. That shot, no good.
And here's Burke. And here's Nelson Adota. Malunga covering. Here's Morrow.
And it's Seattle with the rebound.
Now Heidemann. Pass to Magbagor. Heidemann. Back to Magbagor.
Over Griner. That's short off the rim.
The defense has to play tight on her, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss.
They double team Brittany Griner. And the shot goes down.
Well, they've hardly needed anyone else today to get out to this lead. She's provided almost all the offense.
And it's the Storm with the ball. Pass to Heidemann. Takes the three.
Malunga.
Great positioning on the putback. Now Burke. Screen by Griner. Shot clock at 5. Puts up a 3. She can't get that one.
Well, she's definitely a threat from deep, but it just hasn't been going for her tonight. She might want to avoid that shot for a while.
Pass to Heidemann.
Back to Brown.
Fires from deep.
Morrow with the rebound.
Here's Burke. So we see the Sun taking the W here. They poured it on tonight. A dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
This game really a defining game for what they can do when they're playing at their best. Being here at home helps, but the execution anywhere was terrific.
And that's a wrap, everyone.